Hi guys, it's been a while, and over the past month or so, I started like this book club with my coworkers, and we decided to read Beach Read. I suggested it because I wanted something I could get through fast. I wanted something that would be like a very easy, like ease into book for a book club. And it's not like the two other people that I work with, they don't read or anything. One of them just hasn't read in a while, and the other also reads like romance books. So I thought this would be like a really nice, beginner book. It is by Emily Henry. And if you don't know, they are a very prolific romance author. They've written hundreds of books, in my opinion. But they came out with Beach Read, and I think this is like their best-selling ever book. It really set them on the pantheon of like romance writers, around the country. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my relationship with romance books, what I think about them, and what I think romance books do to a population of readers. And it's going to be maybe a little controversial. Sorry, I need to check my cat. He is going on the counter or something like that. Be right back. Okay, back. So this book is about two characters, obviously one a male, one a female. Most romance books do deal with a heteronormative, heterosexual couple. And they are at this small town, I believe in Wisconsin or Michigan, I don't remember. And they both have like beach houses that they're staying at. One of them is just staying there for, I believe, the summer, and they both are kind of struggling, or one of them is struggling with writing a book. So they do a little bet. They know each other from like college, but they do a little bet and will say, hey, I'll write something that's contemporary literature and you will write something that's romance. And that kind of like deals with their problems that they're, going through as a sort of B plot, subplot to this. And my cat is now on the freaking So yeah, as all romance books go, there's just, in my opinion, not really an obstacle. There's not really a conflict in these books. There are minor bumps in the road where if they had just talked to each other and done something earlier in the book, everything would have been resolved. All of the conflict, the inner conflict, the external conflict would have been resolved, and this book would have been like 20 pages max. I personally, when I am reading a book, I need something a little deeper. I don't read a book just for escapism. I read a book just to learn something new about the world, and romance books do not scratch that itch for me. They guarantee you a happy ending. It's called HEA, happy ever after. That's a very common trope in romance books. It's almost like guaranteed. If you don't have an HEA, you can't really call yourself a romance book. And let's see what else. Yeah, so it's a heterosexual couple, and the entire reasons why they can't be together in a romance book are all really stupid, in my opinion, very shallow, and I don't like, this is what straight people have to come up with to like have some sort of obstacle to getting together, whereas like with a gay couple, there's like way more stuff that they have to get through before they can be together. And I'm like, there's just no substance to the relationship, I feel like, if you don't have a little bit of like things you both have to work on in order to be together. Then the subplot, we have, two of the characters both have like daddy issues. One of them is definitely way more serious than the other, but I just like, I didn't care. I don't think I cared at all. I did feel bad for one of the characters, but I feel like it was so obviously like something the author dropped in there to like kind of drum up more drama for the male character, which is like not bad or anything, but it was just done in such a very quick blasé way that I was just like, none of this is real, none of this matters. And then for the female character, her dad, you will find out like in the beginning of the book, like cheated on her mom, and she felt so betrayed because she thought that, this was like the greatest example of true love. This is like I hate that my cameras keeps auto-focusing. But this is like the greatest example of true love, and it ruined her whole perception of it, and it like gave her the biggest writer's block. Everything's falling apart in her life. And like, nothing is going right. But, of course they get together and everything is all fine and dandy, and nothing else in the world is like on fire. Everything's fine. And that's the thing, like, I understand where some readers come from, where they need to have a world, even if it's a fictional one, they need to have a world where they believe everything is gonna be okay and everything will fall into place. And I myself am an optimist, but I also believe in like failing. I believe in making mistakes to, get better. I believe that, sometimes there are things outside of your control, and it's okay. It's okay that, you can't control if someone dies or not. It's okay if you can't control if like someone is cheating on someone or not, right? Unless it's yourself, right? So I am okay with all of that. And I understand like Beach Read, the book itself, also doesn't say that like you can control other people's actions. You can only control like your action. But these books are for people who kind of want to believe that, or already know that everything's going to be okay in the end. So they go into this book going, oh, yeah, all of these troubles, all of these, like, problems and obstacles, they're all going to be solved, and it's all going to be okay. I don't have to really be worried if something's going to work out or not, because I know it's going to be okay. And that's something that it's, like, a lot different than, if you read, like, contemporary literature where, like, not a lot of things always fall into place like it does in a romance book. I'm not saying that one genre is better than the other. It's just like, for me, I don't really love romance books because I always come out feeling like I kind of wasted my time, and that's just my opinion. But going back to how, like, society these days really love romance books. Like, romance books, if you look it up, is like the #1 best-selling genre. Like, you can make so much money just writing romance, and if people like your books, they will read every single one. And they're relatively easy to write. Romance books don't really depend on a lot of world building. Much of them are set in the real world, so you don't have to make up anything other than like your two fictional characters and the plot. I have to say, like, if you're only reading romance books and that is all you ever read, I don't know if you can even be called, like, a reader in the sense where you try to enrich your knowledge or, think from a different perspective. Like, these are two cis-het characters. They're both white. They both have a lot of privilege. Like, sure, one of them is kind of down in the dumps right now, but purely of her own making. And, like, money isn't really, like, a big problem for them. Like, fine. Like, one of them, it does have, like, little bits of problem with money, but it's not something that prevented her from doing anything in this book. Like, it's not even a limiting factor. It's just a little detail, a little blip in her life to give herself a little bit more character. I don't even know. I think romance books, like, are fine to consume, but I don't think there's something that's the only thing you read. This is kind of rambling, but, that's my take on, like, romance books and why, like, I don't know, people these days, I don't know, like, book talk is filled with romance. That there's no real, like, there are some books that are, like, not romance, and I love it. Like, Secret History, I love Secret History. But outside of Secret History, you're kind of, like, all of it is, like, a romance book or romantasy or something related to that. And, like, this is coming from someone who loves YA because I love that romance is a subplot. As long as it's a subplot, I'm fine with it. Right? I like it because it gives a little bit more flavor. People get together in real life, and that's just the way it is. But I hate it when it's, like, at the forefront and there's nothing else going on except, do these characters get together? It's even more egregious in this book because they've only been together for, like, 6 months to a year, and they're like, we're gonna get married. now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do we need that? But again, like, it comes with the romance genre. It comes with all of that, and it's really like a head empty, no thoughts kind of book. A lot of people watch TV that way, and that's just the way it is. I just think people need to enrich, their tastes, diversify, become better thinkers, bigger thinkers, open-minded thinkers. Maybe read a romance book that are not two white people getting together for the millionth time. Okay, anyway, that is it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment or whatever. Bye!